I'm Esteban Luna. I'm a senior here at Penn State in the Honors College. I'm a biochemistry and molecular biology major. It's a B&B major. I work in Dr. Roll's lab on fruit fly urology.
The undergraduate research programs in B&B at Penn State are unique because the undergraduates are really integrated into the core of the research here. So the undergraduate classes are taught in the same buildings where the research goes on, so they're right there all the time. So it's very easy for them to become involved in research. Their professors in their classes are actively doing research, so they see this every day in class. There also is a huge variety of research for undergraduates to get involved in at Penn State, from cancer research to plant biology to vet science, and it's all right here on the undergraduate campus.
My thesis is basically trying to figure out how proteins localize at different parts of the neuron in fruit flies. So according to there's previous research that shows that in mammals, proteins either localize either the axon or the cell body, and they can't go between them both. So I'm trying to determine if that exists in fruit flies, and if so, what mechanism keeps them there.
It's important for the undergraduates to work with graduate students and postdocs when they're working in the lab, because this gives them another perspective. So they have another set of teachers who are closer to what the undergraduates are experiencing themselves, another set of people to help them, different ideas they're exposed to.
But working in a lab means you have to work with everybody in the lab. That includes undergraduates, the other undergrads in the lab, the graduate students, people trying to get their PhDs, the postdocs, people who already have their PhDs working in the lab, and your PI, which is the principal investigator. They're like the person in charge of the whole lab, the professor in charge. And each one, you really interact with them all to try to learn your project as well as the overarching goals of the entire lab. So really, networking with them all helps you learn learn everything you can about research, about the different methods to doing things, how the previous research has been done. And so interacting with them all really helps you learn and grow as a researcher.
It's important for the students who do research to present it to other people, because this is really an important part of how research is done. So by doing this, they get input from their lab mates about ideas, different opinions. Everyone's brain works a little bit differently, and so bouncing it off people often gives you some more ideas. And then being comfortable standing up and presenting your ideas in front of people is a pretty key skill that's useful down the road in basically any job you're going to have after Penn State.
Through my time here in the lab, I have presented my research data to my lab group several times. That varies between professors, but what our professor does, she makes us present our research to our lab group at least once a semester, and that really helps you try to really learn your research, all the previous data, all the previous research that's been done on it, and then what you've done and how that adds to it. Because not only are you trying to do this for yourself, you're trying to teach other people about what you did. So when you really try to teach, you really learn it yourself. Well, you'll find when you work in the research lab, everyone has their own little projects, or you'll be helping someone with another project, so you'll have your own little mini expertise in something. So being able to effectively communicate what you've learned to other people, to other members in the lab, really helps the whole lab grow, including yourself, because then you can teach others, and then they can teach you. So it helps the whole lab come together. I started research as a freshman. I joined in through the MURE program. It's the MURE program, the Minority Undergraduate Research Experience. And I started as a freshman because I really wanted to learn what research was really about. Because I knew I wanted to do something with the medical field, but I didn't know. Only experience I had research was in lab, chemistry lab, which I knew couldn't be what the real thing was about. So I started getting experience here, and it taught me a lot about how to go about asking questions, how to go researching previous data, how to present my research, and really how to go about finding the answers.